Welcome to Wilmington, North Carolina. This is the USS North Carolina Battleship. The battleship was built in October 1937. At the time, people thought she was the greatest sea weapon. Oh, by the way, people talk about ships like they are girls. I guess because they are so awesome. Anyway, during World War II, she was in every major battle in the Pacific Ocean and earned 15 battle stars. Kind of like being off the chart, I guess. She sailed over 300,000 miles and was once hit by a Japanese torpedo, but her crew saved her by acting quickly. After the USS North Carolina was taken off duty or decommissioned, they were going to cut it up for metal. In 1958, people in North Carolina raised money to save the ship and bring her back to her home state. Oh, wait a minute, this is the walk up to the ship. It smelled really bad.
The ducks don't mind this bad smell.
Anyway, the ship settled in Wilmington in 1961, where she is on display today as a floating museum. Hey, you see that plane? It's called a Kingfisher. And one time, one of the pilots saved 10 other Navy pilots after they had been shot down. Pretty cool. Once we got our bearings on the ship, we started to explore. Some places were locked up tight. Others had rules we had to follow. But there were still some pretty neat things we could put our hands on, like these crane controls. But there was a lot more to see. One thing is for certain, there are a lot of guns on that ship. Big guns, medium guns, smaller guns built for one person, and some even built for two. We actually got to go inside one of the really big caliber guns. That was wild. A few more places off limits, but I still tried to sneak a peek. Hello. On with the tour into the lower decks of the ship. This is where they ate. This is a bake shop. Oh, cool. This is the bread room where they store their bread. This is the little bitty chapel. If someone gets hurt, this is the first aid office. Next stop, engine room. There were some strange whistles and alarms that told us about different events. Kind of freaked me out though. There were phones that you could use to hear stories about the ship. I tried to order takeout. Yes, I would like to order a pepperoni pizza, please. There were lots and lots of halls. And very steep, scary stairs.
Are you coming?
I'm coming, I'm just filming you going down.
Just making sure you had my back, Daddy. The engine room was cold while we were there, but Mommy said it would get really hot when the engines were running. There were steam pipes all over the place. Every kid's dream! Buttons and levers! This gauge was made by General Electric, who's still around today. It had really big fire extinguishers too. don't know what it does. It just looks really cool. There were signs that told about the parts on the ship. The floors in the engine room were metal grates, which were strange to walk on. You can see all the way down. This is a reduction gear. I don't know what it does. Don't worry, Daddy told me later. Follow the arrows for the tour. This is the butcher shop where they prepared meat. A cafeteria, just like the school. They call it the mess line. Maybe the sailors were messy eaters. Let's go get for lunch. Now that's a mix. This is a big pot. Sometimes you just don't know what to say. So just smile. This is the scullery where they wash the dishes. This is where the police officers stay. This room and machine was used for steering the ship. That big wheel would move the rudders of the ship. The ship had all kinds of places, like stores and a mall, where the sailors could buy things or get things fixed. Tailor shop. On the ship, this is called Lucky Bag. At school, it's called Lost and Found. They even printed their own newspapers on the ship in the print shop. They even had a laundromat. These are the washing machines. They're huge. This is a dryer. Have you ever seen one this big? This is the cobbler shop, and I don't mean pie, I mean shoes. I wonder if I could get a haircut. Since this was way before smartphones, people on the ship had to talk with folks back home a different way, by writing letters. Welcome to the post office. This is a big garbage. You try saying without 2 front teeth. This is where the sailors got their ice cream. I vote for vanilla. Cafeteria trays. Wishing well. Wow, that's pretty far down. Oh, I know. This is the theater. I wonder what kind of movies they watched. Probably not Frozen because it just came out last year. That was the projector room. These are the bunks. The USS North Carolina could hold 2,339 people, and most of them had to sleep in these bunk beds. Could you imagine trying to keep all your clothes in these lockers? You know what this is. The sailors had to wait in long lines for a shower. Ooh. I promise I was not tampering with the mail. Red light. This is the machine shop where they can work on parts that need fixing. More levers. And a radar room where they could spot enemy ships. Maybe they have some hidden secrets. Maybe not. But this is where they could send and receive coded messages. This is a book. The red ones are for practice. The blue ones are for reading. We are underneath one of the big guns, like the one we were inside of earlier. Each of these tanks contains 3 gunpowder bags. Keeping the gunpowder in the tanks and moving them on tracks kept the sailors and the ship safer. Don't worry, he was just a mannequin.
The dumb waiter. It pulls stuff that's down here and it converts it to up there. Here's the medical room.
They tried to keep the sailors healthy.
This is the dentist office. This is the dark room where they looked at x-rays. This is the laboratory. This is where they made medicines. This is the doctor's office. This is the isolation room where they keep sick people away from normal. This is the operating room. This is like their hospital. This is a long tour. Whew. That is the officer's room.
Officers had some nicer rooms for sure.
Going up.
Upstairs, there was a room with lots of pictures from the past.
There's someone from Randolph County.
His name was James Edwin Cox. Anybody recognize him? The USS North Carolina is over 728 feet long and weighs over 36,000 tons. Now that's a big lady.
To your battle stations.
The battleship can travel 28 knots, which is around 32 miles per hour. About half of what your parents drive on the bypass. If they're going the speed limit. That's a really heavy chain, connected to a huge anchor. We had really beautiful weather that day. The next few days, not so much. After a little dress-up fun in the gift shop, we said,
That's all for the USS North Carolina.